Buenas noches. Comenzamos la...
So good evening. We'll start with the press conference. One question per intervention. You have to say your name and your company, if you're so kind.
Carlo.
Hi, Carlo Abraham Romero for El Mundo here. Maybe one reflection about the game, about the playoff, and I don't know if about the season. Maybe this would be an important step back during the season. Well, it's a disappointment not to move on in Champions League. This is quite normal. This is a quite normal thought, I would say. And this is the other side of football. We have the bright side and we have the dark side. This is where we are today. We've managed the bright side many times. We've won titles, we've won games. But we need to manage the dark side too. We haven't won the playoff. We've been eliminated, and there are 3 competitions. We have to stay focused in everything that we have. We have the league, we have the King's Cup, and we have the Clubs World Cup at the end of the season. So we need to accept it, because the 2 games, I think that Arsenal has been quite better than us. We've tried it. We have tried to do our best in this playoff. Maybe that penalty kick could be a pinpoint. Maybe they've taken that away from us. This could have changed the playoff, but in order to be honest, Arsenal has defended very well. We find difficulties when finding spaces, and at intensity level I think that we have done better than normal, but it has not been enough.
Hola, Carlo.
Hi, Carlo. Juan Ignacio García Ochoa from Marca newspaper. So what has gone wrong? Maybe the work this season has not been good. Maybe it has been just this game. Well, I think that making analysis today wouldn't be right, in the sense that, well, as I've said, we have to accept this playoff. We have to accept this dark side, and that's it. It's the same thing that I've told the players. We need to think that we have done it very good in the last seasons, but this year maybe we have to suffer a little bit. Things haven't gone as expected, but in sport this can happen, because we don't have unbeatable teams. Hi, Carlo. Anton Mera, live for El Larguero, Cadena Ser. Sometimes it's good to have this kind of statements. It's impossible to win forever. So we've heard we heard you, or with Ricardo Sierra, that you don't know about your future and you don't want to know about it. It's maybe too soon. Let's see how the season goes. I would like to know if you won't be here this season, would you be with the team, with the club at the Clubs World Cup or not? Well, I can't speak about that right now. Hello, José Luis Sánchez, live for El Chiringuito. Yesterday you said something that maybe it wasn't very clear. It would be your last game in Champions League. Maybe you feel that it's your last game? I don't know. It can happen. It can happen because maybe the club decides to replace me. Maybe it can be this year. It could be next year when my contract is over. There's absolutely no problem about it. The day when I'm done here, I can just do one thing: to be grateful to this club. It can be tomorrow, it can be in 10 days, in 1 month, in 1 year. The only thing that I do and that I will do will be to be grateful to this club. And that's it, period. And if my contract ends or doesn't end, I really don't care.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Carlo.
Hello, Carlo here. Javi Gomez, live for El Partidazo, Cadena Cope. So everybody asks you about your future. Do you think that Carlo Ancelotti is the only guilty, so to speak, about the image that Real Madrid has conveyed in Champions League? Well, if someone considers that I'm the only culprit, so to speak, it doesn't change anything about what I'm going to think in a few days. I just want to prepare next game as good as possible to try to win the King's Cup and the league. I really don't care. Hello, Alberto Pereiro, live for Radio Estadio, Onda Cero. I would like to ask you, now that we are quite late in the season. You're not going to play Champions anymore. What has been the most annoying thing for you of the team from the almost 60 games that we've watched during the season? Well, I think that in terms of attitude, the team has done its best. I would say we haven't been able to do it every game. Maybe we are missing a little bit of collective attitude this year, I would say. Hello, you're Ruben Cañizares for ABC. Well, you've told our colleagues that the club, of course, can think about whether you are the best coach or not for the next season. Your contract ends up next season. A couple of months ago, I asked you if you've decided to leave the club this year, whatever happened. And you said that this would never happen. I would like to know that, well, after being eliminated and after these 2 or 3 months, do you still think that way? Or maybe have you thought about talking to Florentino and maybe to tell him that you're not the right coach for this team? I haven't thought about it.
Hola,
Hello, Manuel de Juan for Us newspaper. I would like to ask you, out of this game, what lesson have you learned? You say that you've had a good attitude, but maybe we've missed football a little bit. Maybe Real Madrid was a little bit maybe helpless when attacking. Maybe this could be demotivating for the players because with all the atmosphere and everything, they have not been able to do things right. Well, this is what I was saying, what I was speaking about. This would mean that we haven't managed this sad moment of football, as I've said before. So I have to focus. I have to stay focused, and I have to make the team stay focused. We have still games to go. We have to be protagonists there because there are games that are very important for us. Hello, Carlo, Ivan Martin for OK Diario. Emmanuel was asking you about lack of football, maybe, and we've seen that during the first half. That's not very usual. Ceballos was warming up. Have you regretted of not using Ceballos or Modric before? Well, Ceballos was not at 100%. This is why he didn't start the game. He was not in the lineup. 2 last questions, sorry. Hello, Carlo. Good evening. You've said a couple of times that it's necessary to manage this dark side, or the sad side. Real Madrid has still some games to go. King's Cup final, the World Cup. Are you afraid about the behavior of the team in what still has to be played? No, not at all. I think that we have to be proud. We have to keep on fighting, and we have to learn. We have to be better for the next game. Last question. Hello, Jose Aguado for La Razón. If you could go back in time to play this playoff again, would you change anything? No. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's well. We'll kick off with some questions in English, then we'll go to Spanish. Raise your hand and we'll come to you. We'll kick off with Dharmesh from Sky Sports.
Mikel, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you ever felt prouder than you are now of your players?
Probably not. Not only because we are in the semi-final for the 3rd time in our history, but as well for the manner and the way we did it, not only by the way we played, but as well with the circumstances, the amount of injuries that we have. So I think overall, it shows the character of this team, of this club, and is an eye to be very proud of.
Alex from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Congratulations. A great performance from the whole team. Because have a word on Declan Rice, another excellent performance from him against.
Yeah, I can talk to him. Obviously, he's been decisive in the tie today in a different way. I think it was immense. His presence, the power that he showed, how composed he was with or without the ball. I think he lifted the team in many moments and turned the game in our favor. And I think that's what you need, players at this level to step up and have big contribution, and he certainly has done that.
Sam from the Daily Telegraph.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
We spoke a lot before this tie about belief and conviction. What does this performance this week and last week do for your team looking at this tournament and the next few years?
But that the feeling that we had is a reality, basically, and the inner feeling that I had before the tie, and what the players were transmitting and how prepared I could feel the team that we are ready. We are ready to compete against anybody, and now we have to continue to do that because I think we have some momentum now.
James, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You never played down the stakes of this game. You always said it's a big challenge, a big test. Having come through that, do you think that a result like this can help your team make that final step to go from becoming challengers to winners? Can this give them the fuel and the belief that they need?
Well, it's certainly another massive step. Where we finished last year and the way we've done it this year against the team with the highest honors in the competition, it's incredible. But as well, big credit to them. You know, it was my first time as a coach in that dugout, and today I realized after 3 minutes that in this stadium anything is possible. I mean, they are specialists of creating such a chaos, such a belief, and very difficult to understand really what's going on in the game and have certain certainty about how we control it. But I think the players showed a lot of maturity.
Ollie.
Hi, Mikel. What does that say about the character of Saka, that he missed that penalty in the way he missed it, and then he came back and scored a crucial goal for you?
I can go on and on with individuals and a lot of different cases that we had in that team, but with Bukayo again, he stepped up. He didn't score, obviously. That could be a turning point emotionally in the game because he gives them a lot of belief. But then the way he handled the situation, the way he played afterwards, and the personality that he showed at his age, the first time that he plays in this stadium, incredible.
Hi, Mikel. What do you think tonight shows in terms of the evolution of Arsenal? If we asked you 5 years ago that you'd be in the Champions League semi-final after 2 legs against Real Madrid, you would have bitten someone's hand off. So, yeah, what do you make of that evolution?
Well, that has been quite fast before because it was impossible to be in any round because the club was in the Champions League for 7 years. So that shows you the turnaround and a lot of great decisions that the club has made and the contribution for a lot of people to be where we are. And it's a team that you can feel today how hungry, how determined, and the ambition that is got. So we're going for more for sure.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you want the focus to be on the players, but for you as a manager, I mean, what belief does this give you, the work that you do, vindicate your methods? What does it do for you personally?
Well, it's reassuring, and I'm here to experience these kind of games and to go through them. I know that sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. So be very critical with yourself tonight. There are things that we can still do much better, and I have to help the team to do better. But the biggest pride is when I look at them and I talk to them, how convinced they feel, and that's a big part of our job. I know the coaches, and that's why it's a joy to work with them.
Okay, and Mikel from Independent.
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You mentioned the turning point of the penalty there and the chaos and how difficult it was to control it. But did you prepare your players for that mentally about what happens if it's not going as you expect, or if there is the turn that this stadium can be famous for?
Yes, and we had certain tools to try to do that, but actually to do it when it's live, you realize how bloody difficult it is, you know. But I think we've done it, and we've done it in many moments in a really clever way, because the game can drag you to scenarios that against them, you know, they are not good at all. And we were very clear on how we have to get out of that, and we managed to do it.
Okay, we'll do the last 2 questions in English and then we'll go to Spain. Tom from Football London.
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations. A week ago, your team created an amazing atmosphere with the fans. Here, you arguably created one of the best away atmospheres. A word on the performance of the people behind the players, the fans.
Yes, incredible, and thank you so much, all the supporters that have been with us in this journey in Madrid, around the hotel, and feeling that belief and support towards them. I think it's the purpose of our job to make our people happy. Hopefully they feel very proud about the players and the team, and now let's go for more.
Phil PA.
Hi, Mikel. Arsenal have obviously become the first team to win here twice. Just a word on that and what that means. And also, just, you and the players starting to dream that this could be the year that Arsenal win the Champions League.
I didn't know that start before, so great to be part of the history in that part. But again, we are really happy tonight. Certainly not satisfied. We have an amazing tie now against PSG, a team that we know really well and we already played against. So let's start to get prepared for that one.
Okay, we'll take some questions in Spanish. We'll first Cadena, sir.
Hola, Mikel. Muy buena.
Hi, Mikel. Anton Meana live for El Larguero. Cadena Ser, congratulations. I really don't know if the game has been played as you imagined, because from the outside we could see that Arsenal was not dominating constantly, but you've played very well. I don't know if this is what you had in mind this morning at the hotel. Well, maybe yes, but I have to be very honest. It is the first time that I am sitting on that bench, and today I've realized why anything can happen in this stadium. The capacity they have to believe, to create that chaos, to create uncertainty, not to be able to control some spaces, and things just happen. But it's true that we've been able to move on, we've been able to work things out, and we didn't have experience in this, and in many moments we have been the team that I had in mind. Hello, Mikel here, Oscar Mea for FA Agency. I would like to ask you about the impact of Mikel Merino in your plan. He scored a goal in the first leg. Today he has made 2 great passes. How did you change it to make him play as a striker? No, we hadn't thought about it. He's great. He has given something that this team didn't have, that leadership, that capacity to understand the game, that capacity to be at spaces that are very difficult to our rivals, and a great working capacity. I think that what he has had today deserves a great credit, because he's doing things that he has never done before, and he's being amazing in that. Hello here, Eduardo Illar for GSM Sport. You said that this is one of the most important games in your career. I'd like to ask you, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you saw that the game was over? And second, maybe in this few minutes that you've had, have you realized about the impact that you had in Arsenal history? Thank you. Well, first of all, my wife, my children and my family, because I know the way they've been during these days. I know that listening to everything that can happen, and what if this happens, and what if that, etc. They were here with me, and I think that they were happy and they were proud, and I'm very happy for them. And from that point on, well, the players, to see them, and when you feel that they're able and they do it, and there is no better prize, there's no better award for for a coach, and our fans are very proud of the team. The team is hungry. We want to keep on doing great things. Hi, Mikel, Juan Bobadilla for Naughty Sports. Congratulations, first of all. What came to your mind when Saka missed the penalty kick at the beginning of the game? Maybe you wanted to tell him off, you wanted to die. What did you want to do? Well, maybe I would like to die, but maybe I would like to slap him. No, maybe. Well, the player has to make the decision of doing what he thinks is the best thing to do. He made that decision. He was bold enough to do it. He missed. I was more concerned about the emotional part, what that could mean for us. In the end, the other penalty that wasn't a penalty kick later on, something was being created that was not good for us.
We'll come over to the guy in chat.
Hola, Mikel.
Hi, Mikel. Fermín for La Calle del Periódico. Congratulations on moving on. I would like to ask you, the other day you told us that you had talked to Guardiola before the first leg. I would like to ask you if you've talked to other coaches that have been here or with him to prepare this game. Yeah, I called him this morning. But because I think that if I'm here, it's thanks to him. To a great extent, because as a player and as a coach, he has been an inspiration for me, and he has been the person that decided to bet on me, to include me as a second coach, and I've lived 4 amazing years with him, and I have to be grateful. I'll always be grateful to him, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Hola, Mikel Silva.
Hi, Mikel Silva from The Guardian. You were speaking about how important the mental part is. And what you've just said, that in this stadium things happen that maybe thinking about them you couldn't even imagine. But how can you explain that the team has been able to get out of these difficult moments, and maybe we could speak about maturity and intelligence, because these two games had not been the same, right? They've been very smart games, but differently, right? Well, first of all, we should try to identify when these moments come. You should try to identify what's going on, and you have to eradicate it. We've been able to stop it so that it didn't happen in a more consistent way. And, well, we have to enjoy every single moment. If we want to be in semi-finals, of course, we'll have to go through tough times playing at this stadium. We'll have to enjoy them, and we have to understand that they are moving on in order to get out of them. And I think that the team has done it very good.
Good night.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.